Well, it's my great pleasure to welcome you this evening, and it's good to see such a good crowd here enjoying the warm hospitality of this space. After all, the church is a welcoming opportunity for people irrespective of the background, so we here in some sense symbolically express that tonight with an appreciation of Stuart Eds's book. I've been in Newcastle only about 9 months now, and it's always a bit of a challenge coming to a new place. Coming from multicultural inner city to Newcastle is rather a scary thing. I've only heard of it by reputation. And one of the great jewels here is Stuart Edser and the book that he's written. You sort of wonder why such a thing could have been written and come out of Newcastle, which has a reputation perhaps not being as open as other parts of Australia for diversity. So here is a book that we celebrate and we're going to explore tonight, which I think is one of the finest books of its kind written on this subject. Homosexuality is a challenge and remains a challenge for the church. It questions the church about its capacity to be a welcoming community. Christianity is very distinctive in comparison to other religions in that it's a thoroughly embodied religion. God loves bodies. It's about incarnation and resurrection, and yet we also have a great challenge to embrace the body in its diversity, its sexuality, its erotic life, its passion. So it sets us a problem, and sometimes homosexuality is the moment where people fixate on this issue. And really the larger issue is about how we love and nurture bodies as an act of justice. So I'm excited to welcome you and particularly to acknowledge Stuart's fine work in having written this book with great intelligence and passion. For me as a reader, it brings together a great intelligence, an awareness of modern theology. It's well argued, it's passionate, it's angry, and it's articulate. You really do get something to chew on and deal with in each of the pages, and it's a wonderful, brittle challenge to the church, but it's also liberative. Stuart wonderfully draws upon his experience as a human being who's been oppressed and crushed by the institution of the church. So it's a wonderful narrative, both personal and intelligent and passionate. So what a wonderful document and what a gift this human being is to have shaped all these negative experiences into a positive expression in this book. But it's not a book launch because the book's been out for about 16 months, and for whatever reason there wasn't a proper launch here in Newcastle, so tonight we're calling it an appreciation. So it seemed to me what was interesting was who's been reading the book, what kind of effect has it had, and Stuart's been very generous to set up a blog site and engage quite generously with the weird and wonderful people who inhabit the internet and who will often tell you who they are or go under some pseudonym. But he's been able to engage with all sorts of people and with all sorts of conversations. And to me, I just thought that would be interesting to have some insight into these conversations. What kind of response has this book received? And so to get us going tonight, Stuart's asked a good friend. I'm not sure that means he'll get a good review, but Greg Archer is going to share with us what this book has meant to him as a reader, because as you are all good readers, you know that you are also read and interpreted by the text that you read. It's a transformative experience when a text intermingles with the text of your own life. So we're very grateful that Greg's come all the way from Sydney. Wow, that's amazing. Sydney keeps getting further and further away every time I make the trip, so that's a good sign. So please welcome Greg as he generously shares his experience as a reader.